Hello, nice to have you join us on Newsroom series, reaching you from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the southeastern region. In a strategic move to curb the monetization of politics in Nigeria, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, in collaboration with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is working to ensure the integrity of the electoral process, eliminate vote buying, and track financial inducements during general elections. The collaboration aims to restore confidence in public institutions like INEC and to enhance the overall integrity of electoral processes. The ICPC commissioners in charge of Enugu and Ebonyi zonal offices warned that vote buying remains a massive challenge to democratic integrity as it shifts focus from competence and accountability to financial muscle. They promised to collaborate with the Anti-Graft Age Commission in the fight against electoral malpractice, signaling a unified front against financial inducements in the state.
We all know that electoral process has not been saying the fact that most Nigerians are losing hope, or trust rather, in government and public institutions such as INEC. So we feel it is necessary for us to partner with just like we do everywhere to enhance the integrity of our electoral process. We're also here to seek ways of addressing the corruption risks that are associated with electoral processes.
We'll be having several meetings on how to curtail the excesses of politicians, and also not necessarily only them, but including ourselves, myself, my workers, and other people. We will collaborate with you people. Where we are erring, please don't throw it out immediately. Find out from us, how did this happen? We must give you our sincere report on every details of what you want to get to the root of, if there will be any reports.
To politics, women and youth from Ahiaza and Ehinite Mbise Federal Constituency in Imo State have staged a peaceful protest against an alleged plot to substitute the name of the winner of the APC House of Representatives primary election, Mr. Chukwudi Anyanwocha. The protesters described the alleged move as unconstitutional and contrary to the will and wishes of party members of the constituency. Chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Imo State Chapter, Humphrey Osuji, warns that any attempt to alter the outcome of the primary election could cost the APC victory in the constituency during the general election.
Thank you very much. We have come to respectfully convey our position regarding the outcome of APC primary election for Ayazo and Esinite Federal Constituency, which was duly conducted on the 6th day of May 2026 in line with the constitution of our great party. We firmly believe that the outcome of that party primaries should not be tampered with, altered, or subject to any form of manipulation. The winner of that primaries remains and is Barrister Chukwudi Emmanuel Anyanwocha, who is distinguished leader, a youth who contributes immensely to the empowerment of young people and women across Ayazo and Esinite, are well known and widely appreciated. Through his various intervention and support initiatives, he has demonstrated a genuine commitment to the welfare and advancement of our people. We also come to make it abundantly clear that rumors making the rounds regarding a possible change of our party's candidates for Ayazo and Esinite Federal Constituency should remain nothing but rumor.
From robotics to broadband engineering and from startup incubation to seed funding, Anambra State is accelerating its ambition to become Africa's technology powerhouse. At a colorful graduation ceremony in Oka, hundreds of young innovators celebrated the completion of an intensive digital skills program designed to prepare them for the future economy.
300 innovators trained in robotics and 100 graduates in Internet Service Provider ISP Network Engineering gathered to mark the successful completion of a technology-driven empowerment program championed by the Soludo administration. The initiative is aimed at equipping Anambra youths with industry-relevant skills needed to thrive in a rapidly evolving digital economy.
Through Mr. Governor's deliberate policy of unlocking Anambra's future unicorn, Mr. Governor is further making a strategic investment in these enterprises that will define our innovation economy and generate technology-enabled employment for a generation to come.
Beyond the graduation ceremony, the event also celebrates 80 startup founders who have completed the Solution Innovation District's 12-month incubation program.
Within the last 13 months after the SID program, we have onboarded 20 secondary schools in Anambra State with over 2,000 students using it. Our impact was so rapid within 13 months that we applied for Google Credit Facility and we qualified for $200,000 Google Credit Facility.
And I came up with the idea of Closed Doc, which is a telehealth company. And what we give is healthcare management solution. So the idea is that right there on the platform, people have digitalized healthcare records.
We built a platform where if you want to rent any properties you want, we can save you time and stress by going to the platform, finding the properties you want, and then booking these properties for rent. Over time, when we joined the incubation program, we were able to build and launch our MVP. We're also able to onboard property owners about making up to 3 million naira in revenue over time.
Training partners also challenged the young innovators to see technology not merely as a career path, but as a tool for solving real-life problems and driving sustainable development.
We urge you not to relent in your resolve to stamp your foot firmly in the AI and technology arena and make your mark. You have abundant sources of motivation to steer you without ceasing.
The communities waiting for connectivity do not know your names yet, but they will depend on your work. Every school that comes online, every market that can process digital payments, every home that gets a reliable connection, that is your legacy, not a certificate on a wall, infrastructure in the ground.
Congratulating graduates, startup founders and partners, Governor Chukwuma Soludo reiterates that sustained investment in technology, innovation and digital skills development remains central to his vision of transforming Anambra into Africa's Silicon Valley.
When we said that our vision for Anambra is to become the African Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley, this is the Silicon Valley component of it. Technology, everywhere and everything technology. It's very intentional, very, very intentional, and something that I believe very deeply. It is our here, it is our now, and it is our tomorrow technology.
The ceremony concludes with the presentation of laptops to 10 outstanding referral champions of the 1 Million Anambra Digital Tribe program, certificates to graduating innovators, and seed funding worth 1 million naira each to 80 startup founders.
The Abia State Governor, Dr. Alex Oti, has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to supporting the creative industry and positioning Abia as a major hub for film production, entertainment, tourism, and cultural promotion. He says his government has already commenced the necessary processes, including land acquisition and compensation, to bring the proposed Abia Entertainment Hub project to reality. He made the comments while receiving a delegation of Nollywood practitioners at his country home in Isialangwa.
having a place where we will call an entertainment city, and I know that I just signed off on documents for compensation of land that we are acquiring for that purpose. The last time we met, I had instructed that an entertainment city be set up in Abia. Our people are working very hard. But we provide the enabling environment, give you the support that we need to give, and help you to produce a movie.
Prominent Nollywood actor Bob Mano Doku appeals for government support towards the successful completion of the project, which can help restore Abia's historical prominence in Nigeria's movie industry.
Abia State, or Aba, the industry is here. And having given us this type of reception and to support this work, we also may have to use this opportunity to tell all the governors of the Southeast.
That's right.
Before Sunday Brothers was released in Igbo language first, the whole Nigeria watched it. And Africa. I meet people outside Nigeria who say, we saw that thing. We didn't understand what was being said, but we enjoyed what we saw. Today, they are playing catch-up.
Now, as climate change, environmental degradation, and insecurity increasingly intersect, stakeholders are calling for stronger legal frameworks and greater accountability to address the challenges. Young legal practitioners, environmental experts, policymakers, and civil society actors gathered in Onitsha, Anambra State, to examine how the law can drive solutions to Anambra's growing ecological and security concerns.
Nigeria is 66 today.
The environmental challenges confronting Anambra State are no longer seen as isolated issues. From erosion and flooding to pollution and insecurity, stakeholders say the consequences are becoming increasingly evident in communities across the state. These concerns form the focus of a colloquium themed The Anambra Wound: Climate Justice, Ecological Accountability and Insecurity, organized by the Young Lawyers Forum of the Nigerian Bar Association, Onitsha branch, in collaboration with the CEO Anna Center for Social Justice. The event provides a platform for critical conversations on the role of law in addressing environmental and security challenges.
The traditional fields of law are becoming increasingly saturated, but the environment, the very land under our feet, is bleeding from erosion, pollution, and systemic neglect, which in turn fuels the insecurity destabilizing our communities.
We must explore how environmental law, human rights law, and thus can be weaponized for the good of our environment. We must become the voice for the voiceless communities bearing the brunt of this ecological crisis.
The Executive Director of the CEO Anna Center for Social Justice, Adaeze Anna, draws attention to the urgent need for accountability, insisting that sustainable solutions must be anchored on responsibility and effective governance.
Scholars who study the Sustainable Development Goals have long warned us of a nexus, a hidden thread connecting climate justice and insecurity. They spoke of resource scarcity, displacement, and the erosion of state legitimacy as drivers of conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, lawyers and stakeholders, this year's colloquium has been structured to move us from diagnosis to prescription.
The colloquium also features expert presentations exploring complex links between ecology, justice, and security.
Part of our current insecurity problem arose from our neglect of our outer environment. Libya collapsed due to assassination of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011, and that opened the doorway for smuggling of arms, illegal smuggling of arms, and for fighters to use Sahel region to enter Nigeria.
The people that are affected by all this gully erosion, they're not living right in the center of town. They're in areas where the standard of living is below the national average, where they are vulnerable, where poverty exists. We want to help all governments to order.
There is in existence the Environmental Management Protection and Administration Law, and it criminalizes certain actions. All we need is to make sure that this aspect is adequately taken care of, so that those who breach this law are brought to book for their actions.
One of the most prevailing discussions globally on environmental issues is the issue of circular economy. The world has shifted from a linear economy to a circular economy. A circular economy here means that what is a waste to you should be a resource to you.
Representing the state's commitment to addressing these challenges, the Commissioner for Environment, Clem Agui, calls for a collaborative and multi-sectoral response.
I call on this body of learned men and women to help us to weaponize the law for environment. Let us pursue public interest litigation against the faulty contractors and extractors of our mines who treat our land as mere ATM.
While the Anambra State government continues efforts to tackle environmental threats, stakeholders insist that lasting solutions will require active participation from government institutions, legal practitioners, civil society organizations, and citizens alike.
Now, as technology reshapes the global media landscape, journalists are being urged to balance innovation with integrity. In Umuahia, the capital of Abia State, media professionals are exploring the opportunities of artificial intelligence while reaffirming the timeless values of ethical journalism.
The media remains one of society's most influential institutions, informing citizens, shaping public opinion, and driving social change. To strengthen professionalism in the industry, stakeholders gather in Umuahia for the 13th Media Institute Training, an initiative aimed at building a more ethical, impactful, and future-ready media landscape. Addressing the opening session, the Governor of Abia State, Mr. Alex Oti, represented by the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Uke Kanu, says truth, credibility, responsibility, and service to humanity remain the media's greatest assets. He reminds practitioners to embrace artificial intelligence without neglecting the human values that give journalism its purpose.
Artificial intelligence has emerged as one of the most disruptive and transformative innovations of our time, changing how information is gathered, processed, distributed, and consumed. And the challenge before us as practitioners is not merely to adapt to artificial intelligence, but to ensure that technology remains a servant of truth rather than a substitute for integrity.
The convener of the program, Archbishop Sunday Onoha, describes the media as a powerful force capable of influencing societal values and national development.
When media promotes truth, it strengthens trust. When media encourages dialogue, it fosters understanding. When media highlights positive change, it inspires participation. When media educates citizens, it empowers communities.
The facilitators highlight how emerging technologies can enhance storytelling while maintaining professional standards.
Time, as our theme was inspiring nations in the age of AI, so I was able to open up the opening plenary session and spoke about using AI as a tool to advance the work that we're doing in media.
We're teaching people how to improve their production quality. We're teaching them how to be more effective communicators, how to consider their audience, and how to develop content that people want to see.
How important it is to have very good audio quality. If you don't have good quality, your listenership will not stay. They will go elsewhere. They will be on YouTube, they will be on different FM stations. So it is very important for your radio station, even for your videos, to have good quality sound.
For many participants, the training offered valuable insights into the evolving demands of modern journalism, from AI-powered content creation to advanced production techniques and audio enhancement. They say the knowledge gained will improve their effectiveness in delivering qualitative and impactful content.
I've learned to balance sound, effect, natural sound, and also music and your sound bites also. I've learned to balance them so that you can draw your audience into the picture itself, because it's one thing to make a sound and it's another thing for them to be in the picture even if they are not there.
That we are going to do more. As we are returning, we are going to return with great ideas, new knowledge in terms of editing, and then communication is going to be made easy. And then we are grateful to the president and the founder of Vision Africa, who has made this available, who has also afforded us the opportunity for us to be on this ground of learning.
As artificial intelligence continues to transform the media ecosystem, participants left with a renewed commitment to ethical reporting and responsible storytelling.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of logistics and supply at the Force Headquarters Abuja, Mr. Kenechukwu Onwumelie, has assured residents of Enugu State of Nigeria Police Force's commitment to maintaining security and protecting lives and property across the state. He made this commitment during a strategic security assessment and engagement with men and officers of the Enugu Police Command. The DIG reiterated that the police would continue to strengthen security operations and work closely with other security agencies to combat crime and ensure public safety. He said that individuals involved in violent crimes would be apprehended and made to face the full weight of the law, as the force would not relent in its efforts to investigate criminal activities, arrest offenders, and ensure their successful prosecution in accordance with the law.
The threats are numerous. You have violent crimes, armed robbery, kidnapping, rape, murder, issues around violent agitation, which is still part of violent crime, just to mention a few. The strategies that we put in place is part of why I'm here today, okay? But I also want to assure the good people of Enugu State that we will do our best, first of all, to prevent all kinds of crime, especially violent crimes. And where we're not able to prevent, we will do our best to detect and prosecute and make sure that anybody who violates the law by way of committing crime is brought to book to face justice.
As part of efforts to enhance the security of lives and property, the Ebonyi State Governor, Francis Nwifuru, has distributed 31 operational vehicles to security and law enforcement agencies in the state. The intervention is aimed at strengthening the frontline fight against crime, tracking criminal elements, and minimizing social unrest across the 13 local government areas. Speaking during the official handover of the rapid response vehicles at the governor's office in Abakaliki, Governor Nwifuru emphasized that equipping security agencies to respond swiftly to emergencies and distress calls remains a core pillar of his administration's internal security strategy. The governor further disclosed that sophisticated security gadgets, including high-tech surveillance drones, have been procured and deployed to enhance real-time intelligence gathering and aerial tracking throughout the state.
The most important thing in governance is security of lives and property. And that is why we spend a huge lot of funds to procure a lot of security equipment, which we will not mention here, but we will say one or two with this vehicle. I invite all of you to join me in commissioning or inaugurating this vehicle. I therefore cut the ribbon as the inauguration of this in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of the Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwo. Enjoy the rest of your day.